There are simple things we as a community can do daily to help our children become healthy and successful young adults. The Search Institute has created what they call developmental assets, which are 40 traits or values we need to pass on to our children to teach them how to make smart decisions, be responsible students and caring citizens. It's important to start using these building blocks as soon as a child is born, continue through the early preschool and elementary years, and instill them into our teens throughout middle and high school, even throughout college and early adulthood. The Search Institute has found that young people who have at least 30 of these values incorporated into their lives are best equipped for success. Research shows it's working. When they looked at a group of kids with 30 assets or more, they found that only about 3% of them develop a problem with alcohol use. But when young people are exposed to fewer than 10 assets, nearly half of them do abuse alcohol and drugs, and the teen pregnancy and school dropout rates are very similar.
So many kids feel like they got to do something to make people love them. Like somehow they got to earn people's love. A girl feel like, well, if I sleep with my boyfriend, he'll love me. Or a guy, if I go sleep with all these girls, my boys will accept me and they'll love me. Or if I go smoke a joint with my friends, then they'll be my friends and accept me and love me. You know, and just whether they say it or not, that's what it all boils down to.
So obviously, the kids least likely to engage in harmful behaviors are those with high levels of assets. Unfortunately, only 9% of all students ever reach this mark. So what can we do? It's really very simple.
Do something daily. Say hello. You know, ask a kid about their day.
I'm telling you, there's no special skills you need. It's just a willingness and ability to connect with a kid. Try it. Smile at a kid. Pull up next to them, just ask them how they're doing. If you got a bus stop out in front of your house, bake them some cookies. If you've got some kids that you see at the mall, you know, just, hey fellows, what's up?
The 40 assets are broken down into external and internal traits. The external traits deal with positive experiences young people accumulate from people, organizations, and institutions that touch their lives every day, such as school, teachers, pastors, employers, and coaches. The internal assets deal with the personal qualities each individual possesses and our ability to nurture those traits. This helps young people grow to be confident and passionate about the person they are becoming. This job cannot solely fall onto the parents' shoulders. They need our help. As a community, we all must do our part to guide the next generation of community and business leaders. It's time we invest in the future and become asset builders.
Anyone can be an asset builder. I think you need to find your comfort zone. If you're naturally a sports person, then maybe you can coach summer softball, and just looking for the common ground.
You gotta love kids. You gotta care about kids, and most of us do that. And then you just learn to look for things that you can do that can plant a little seed or a little encouragement in their life.
You don't have to be someone who works with kids for a living to be an asset builder. And it costs you absolutely nothing except your time and commitment. All you have to do is reach out to any child or young adult that has a place in your life, whether it's a neighbor, someone at church, in your workplace, or a young person you pass on the street. Helping a child or teenager obtain more assets instills a healthy balance in their life. That helps them better cope when confronted with peer pressure and difficult decisions. It also develops the skills they need to be good friends, family members, and contributors to society.
I think kids today are looking for someone who is confident in themselves, isn't trying to be somebody that they're not, and is able to show them and give them a vision of who they can become.
So you may be wondering, why you? Surely others will step up to help the children. The truth is, we all must be asset builders and pass on these powerful tools.
You can tell an asset-rich environment just, when you walk into a place, whether it's a church, a business, a school, walking into a school and seeing artwork displayed, or walking into a business and, they've got kids' magazines displayed on a table for them to read.
Unfortunately, the majority of young people in this country have less than 20 of these assets in their lives, which is far below what's needed for healthy development. The stakes are too high to let even one child miss out on acquiring these traits because you didn't reach out to them. Developing assets alone is hard, so when a community commits to becoming asset builders, it's not just the children and young people who benefit. It helps families spend more time together, which keeps them connected to what's happening in their child's life. When other adults get involved with area young children, they form lasting relationships which have a positive impact on everyone.
I think that's what you need in elected officials, in police officers, in firemen, anybody, CEOs, anybody like that. They've got to have a little compassion for kids because, like I said, if you don't get the kids going in the right direction when they're little bitty, it's hard and hard to turn them around.
I think the cost for not building assets is evident with the number of treatment admissions that we're having now for depression and substance abuse rates. The incarceration problem that we have for young drug offenders. Not taking the time to build assets and watching these asset levels decline over time is exacting a cost from us.
Perhaps the best way to understand the importance of becoming an asset builder is to think back on your own childhood.
I have to say that I'm the person I am today because of the coach that I had when I was growing up. And so someone was an asset builder for me, and so I want to turn around and be that person for someone else.
Mark was just an awesome guy and just really took the time to just invest in me and just showed a genuine interest in my life.
So are you ready to get started? Don't wait until you have more time. Start today. Think about the young people you come in contact with on a daily basis. Start small by fitting this into your everyday routine. But as you get more comfortable, find ways to make it a more planned part of your life. Examine your own strengths and talents, and think about how to share them with others. Remember, just by simply being a good role model, you can begin sharing the qualities young people in your community need to head down a path toward success that will last a lifetime.
There's the whole song, I believe the children are the future. It's so important. The youth are needing adult mentors, people who care about them.
That's the progress of this country is the kids. If we don't take care of our kids, we don't progress.
And there's somebody out there you're gonna relate to. There's some kid you will relate to. I promise you that.
We are dealing with the future of our world when we're dealing with kids, and I think each of us has a responsibility, to some level to pay back all of those people that guided us along, but also just a responsibility to the next generation to take an interest in them and love them and guide them and to be a part of that. It's really the best legacy that any of us can leave, and that is being able to invest in what the world's going to be when we're not around anymore.